Alright guys, we are back. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy CMB checking in, and if you are not subscribed, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon for post notifications when I drop new content. So what are we talking about? Today we're talking about the monster, Naoya Inoue. He defended his super bantamweight undisputed titles for the second time in Japan, taking on a very tough game veteran in TJ Doheny. Now, this fight I was really interested in for one particular reason, and that was I wanted to see the adjustments that Inoue would make in this fight after being dropped in his last fight by who was it? Luis Neri. So I wanted to see, was his defense going to be a little bit tighter. I think he left himself open in that fight, and I think that's something he needed to go back to the lab and work on, and he didn't disappoint. He was a lot more cautious, I would say, in this fight with Doheny. But first of all, let me congratulate Inoue first for his 7th round TKO stoppage of Doheny, which was a weird stoppage, by the way, guys. He was in the ropes and Inoue was doing his body damage like he typically does, and Doheny's lower back went out. His lower back went out, and he kind of just walked off and went to one knee, and he just kind of quit. You know, he kind of went out with a whimper. But I do understand lower back pain is no joke. You know, I've tweaked my back like that before, just bending down, and yeah, it hurts pretty bad. You know, I can understand why he quit in the fight. Now, I will say, I don't think Inoue was satisfied with the way he won the fight. And honestly, just looking at him, I thought he was kind of disappointed in his performance. But I would say Doheny put up a pretty good fight. You know, a lot of people thought that Inoue was going to go in there and run over Doheny, but you never can underestimate your opponent. And not that I think he underestimated the opponent. Us fans, we do that a lot. We put the cart before the horse. Like I said, Doheny is a crafty, skilled veteran. He did a lot of feigning in that fight. You know, he kept the jab flicking. He kept Inoue on the outside, kept him honest. You guys know he has a powerful left hand. He is a southpaw, and I think Inoue knew he didn't want to get hit flush with a shot. You know, he could have got knocked out if, you know, it was a flush shot like that. We've seen, I think he was 3-0 against Japanese fighters, so I'm sure that played in the back of Inoue's mind. He is an older guy. I think he was 37. He's 37 years old. So I think once the 5th round hit and he started to tire out a little bit, then that's when you saw Inoue turning it on a little bit more, seeing the Inoue that we're used to doing the body work, and he started to break him down. And by the time the 7th round came, you know, it was over for Doheny. I think if his back hadn't went out, I think eventually he would have got, you know, a regular KO stoppage, but his back just happened to go out first. So wasn't his best performance, Inoue's best performance, but, you know, I thought he put up a pretty good fight. If I had to critique him, I would say work more on not leaving your head on the center line and stop pulling straight back. Those type of things like that, little nuances like that. I still think he's a pound for pound fighter in my book. I have Terrence Crawford, Alexander Usyk, and him still in the top 3. But, you know, fighters, you know, they have weak points. All fighters have weak points and things that they can work on and improve. And I just think that's some things he can improve in his fight arsenal. Now, what's next for him? Apparently, he's going to be taking on Sam Goodman, I think December the 24th. He is the IBF WBO #1 contender. And I heard Bob Arum say something about, you know, him having a surprise for Inoue in Vegas, which is possibly a fight, probably. But I think that's good news, because the big criticism for Inoue is him not fighting in the States. So people who criticize him for that may just get your wish sometime next year. And I think, you know, I think it would be a breath of fresh air to see Inoue in a Vegas ring. That would be interesting to see. But before I go, let me say this. I said this in the last video I made about Inoue. The fans over in Japan, they are some of the most polite people I've ever seen. They were cheering. I would say they were applauding both fighters. You didn't hear boos. You didn't see any people fighting in the stands like you do here in the United States. Just need to take my hat off to the people of Japan. Just, you know, showing people how to have decorum. You know, that was a breath of fresh air too. That's always a breath of fresh air. That's why I really like watching those fights over in Japan, because the way the fans react to the fighters, they're giving the fighters their respect, and I think we should do more of that here. I'm sure we won't. But I really do dig that. But anyway, we'll see what's next for Inoue. You guys let me know what you think about his performance. Like I said, I don't think it was his best performance. I think he was a little disappointed in himself, but you know, that just goes to show you, you know, he really is about the sport. You know, he really does care about the sport. He really does care about entertaining the fans. But anyway, congratulations to him. Congratulations to his team. Can't wait to see what happens next with Inoue. You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.